Hi, I'm Nancy and welcome to my kitchen. Today we are going to be baking a fall delicious cake. It's going to be a pumpkin cream cheese cake and I am very excited about it because I love all things pumpkin. So with that being said, let's go ahead and give this video a thumbs up if you love pumpkin as much as I do, and hit that red subscribe button if you haven't yet, and join my little baking family here on this corner of the internet. So the first thing we want to do is preheat our oven to 350 and then make sure that rack in the oven is in the middle. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that and we'll get started. For our cake, we are gonna need 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, a half a teaspoon of baking powder, half a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of ground cloves, a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, a teaspoon of nutmeg, 3/4 cup or 1.5 sticks of unsalted butter, 1.5 cups of sugar, 4 eggs, and 15 ounces or 425 grams of 100% pure pumpkin. For the frosting, we are gonna need 1 stick of unsalted butter at room temperature, 4 ounces of cream cheese at room temperature, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 3 to 3.5 cups of powdered sugar. Step 1 is going to be preheating your oven to 350 degrees, making sure that rack is in the middle. And then you're going to grease your 9 by 13 inch baking dish with nonstick cooking spray, or you could use butter. Step 2, in a medium bowl, whisk together flour, baking soda, baking powder, salt, cloves, cinnamon, nutmeg, and then set it aside. Step 3, in a large mixing bowl of your stand mixer or just a regular bowl with using an electric mixer, beat in the butter, the sugar on medium speed until it's combined. Add 1 egg at a time, beating well so that it's mixed in between each egg being added in. And then add in the pumpkin and mix that so it's just combined. Then after that is combined, you are going to add in your dried ingredients, mixing on low until they're well combined. You want to make sure there aren't any white streaks of flour, but try not to over mix it. Step 4 is going to be turning the batter out into the prepared pan and then smoothing the top. Then you are going to bake this in your oven for about 40 to 45 minutes until you can poke it with a toothpick and it comes out clean. Then you're going to set the cake on a wire rack to cool completely. Now we're going to move on to the frosting while we wait for the cake to cool. The first thing we're going to do, in a large bowl of your mixer, you are going to beat the butter, cream cheese together on high speed until smooth and creamy. It's going to take about a minute or two, depending on how warm room temperature your butter is. If it's on the cooler side, it's going to take longer. If it's on the warmer side, it won't take quite as long. After beating those two together until they're smooth, you will mix in the vanilla. After the vanilla has been mixed in, add in your powdered sugar on low and beat for 30 seconds and then turn it up to high and then mix it until it's light and creamy and fluffy. So it's like a spreadable consistency. So we'll do that. Once your frosting has been mixed and your cake is completely cool, you can go ahead and put the frosting on top of the cake, and then I cut it into squares to serve. You can put any of the leftover cake covered into the fridge and it will last for about 4 days. It does taste better if it is at room temperature because it is a butter cake, but it isn't bad cold either. So but for best, room temperature. And I wouldn't necessarily store this cake outside of the fridge just because of the cream cheese frosting. But if you were to, just keep that in mind, maybe frost half of it if you don't want to store it in the fridge. Thank you for watching today's video and spending your time with me. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. And until next time, happy baking, friends. Bye.